Now the instrument itself is always on, so you don't need to flip any switches, turn power on the instrument in any way. Should be ready to go. But we do need to start up the software. So to start the software, you're going to open TA Instrument Explorer. And what you'll see are two images of the instruments that this software controls. You'll see an image for the TGA and one for the DSC, which is located on the right side of the TGA. So let's double click on the TGA instrument itself, and the software should open. We always end up getting a couple of what looks like error messages, but these are okay. There shouldn't be an issue. It talks about the flow rate. To make sure that the flow is acceptable, you can check the balance purge flow and sample purge flow. These are set at 50 milliliters per minute. Within the software, you can set up the procedure that you're going to use to analyze your sample. Click on the procedure tab and select the procedure information that you're interested in. Many times you're going to be running a ramp, which is where the furnace is heated at a constant rate up to a certain temperature. So for now, let's select ramp. The heating rate here is set at 20 degrees Celsius. Typical heating rates are between 5 to 20 degrees Celsius. 10 degrees Celsius is good. It kind of depends on your sample as to what you pick for your heating rate. The final temperature is also sample dependent. This instrument can go up to 1,000 degrees Celsius, but a 500 degrees Celsius run would suggest that there won't be any chemical changes or physical changes happening beyond that temperature. So make sure that you have an appropriate temperature set as your final temperature. In the summary tab, you can put your sample name in here. This sample name will be kept note of within the data that is saved for your sample. To actually save the file, you need to click on this button and put a sample name in. So I'm going to select the right folder and put in the file name and press open. One of the nice things that this instrument does is it saves the data as the instrument is running. So if you were to stop the instrument before the end of the scheduled run, before 500 degrees Celsius, for instance, you would still have your data saved. In the notes section, you could change the flow rate associated with the balance and the sample gases. You can also change the type of gas that you're using for the sample in the sample compartment. But for our purposes, we're going to be sticking with nitrogen. So setting up a ramp is a pretty straightforward process. That's essentially all you need to do. Now we need to get our sample pan ready and load our sample into the instrument.